The killing of a 9-year-old boy further ignites Iran's anti-government protests. Hundreds of mourners gathered in southwest Iran on Friday for the funeral of 9-year-old Kian Perfovik, whose family says he was killed by state security forces on Wednesday. He is believed to be the youngest victim of the bloody crackdown by Iran's government during 2 months of nationwide protests. Iranian authorities have denied responsibility for Perfovik's death, saying he was among 7 people killed Wednesday by unidentified gunmen on motorcycles who opened fire on a bazaar in the city of Is. "They shouldn't say it was terrorists, they're lying," Perfovik's mother, Zainab Molared, told the crowd at his funeral. "The plainclothes government forces themselves shot my child." The crowd responded with chants of "Death to Khamenei," a reference to Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Iran's supreme leader. The killing of Perfovik has added further fuel to a public uprising that has raged since mid-September, following the death of Mahsa Amini, a young Kurdish woman, in the custody of Iran's morality police. As news of Perfovik's death spread Thursday, a Farsi hashtag that translates to #child_killing_government began spreading across social media. Petitions were circulated online calling for nationwide protests on Friday. Overnight Thursday, enraged protesters in the western city of Qom set fire to the ancestral home of Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, the founder of the Islamic Republic. A grainy video posted online appears to show a Molotov cocktail exploding against the side of the building. Anti-government protests started in Is on Tuesday and continued into Wednesday, sparked by an online call to commemorate a previous round of demonstrations in 2019. One video on Wednesday showed protesters chanting, "This is a year of blood. Sayyid Ali will be overthrown," a reference to Khamenei. In another video overlooking the city, gunfire can clearly be heard. Protesters attacked and torched the seminary in Is on Wednesday, according to state-linked media and online videos. Perfovikh and his family were apparently bystanders, trying to drive home Wednesday as chaos gripped the city. At some point, they passed a group of security forces positioned near a crowd of demonstrators, Molared said Friday. They drove on, cautiously, before one of the officers shouted at them to turn around. "Dad, this time trust the police and go back, they want what's good for us," Molared recalled Perfovikh telling his father. As they drove back toward the police, plainclothes officers opened fire, Molared said. They riddled the car with bullets. "I told the kids to get under the seats," she continued. "If I got shot myself it won't matter. My little one was underneath the dashboard. I don't know why Kian didn't go. He was chubby. He didn't go under the seat." In a video from the scene Wednesday, Perfovikh's lifeless body is laid out on the ground as a woman screams and a man shouts, "This is the result of the Islamic Republic. This is the result of the Islamic Republic." The Washington Post could not independently confirm the family's version of events, though it was corroborated by activists and other media outlets. Another child, 14-year-old Sapir Maghsoudi, was also killed by government security forces that night, activists said. "The government's only way is to unleash maximum violence," said Hadi Ghaemi, executive director of the Center for Human Rights in Iran, a New York-based advocacy group. They still hope that there is enough intimidation to push people back. At least 326 people have been killed, including 56 children, since the demonstrations began in mid-September, according to the human rights activists' news agency, though reporting restrictions make the true toll impossible to confirm. Abdulreza Saifi, the deputy governor of Khuzestan province, where Is located, told the Islamic Republic news agency, IRNA, on Thursday that military and police forces do not use war weapons and rely only on riot control techniques. But investigations by the Post, as well as other media and rights groups, have documented the apparent use of live ammunition by Iran's security forces. Earlier this week, 3 protesters were sentenced to death in Iran, Iran's judiciary reported on Wednesday. An additional protester was sentenced to death last weekend. The government is just refusing to understand the problem they're facing, said Tara Separifar, an Iran researcher at Human Rights Watch.